Well, there was obviously some big news recently, or like big drama that happened. Maybe by the time you're watching this, it's not so recent. And it'd be fun to see how it's all settled down either way. But there was a game that came out called Arc Raiders.
Okay.
And initially, they were accused of having AI voice actors. And I also was an idiot as well, and I just believed this without fucking checking like a moron.
Okay.
And I was like, I think I'm going to play it. It's got AI voices. Turns out that wasn't the case.
Okay.
But what they do have is that they have kind of like a TTS Hatsune Miku situation where the voice actors signed up.
Right.
They gave their voice, consented to it. And then from that voice, they made voice lines.
I see. Okay.
And I'm not sure if there's any other generative AI involved. I don't know. I tried to read about it. It wasn't quite clear. But it seems like it's become kind of like a war zone now, this game, and the topic of it. Either you're against AI and any of this stuff.
Just open the floodgates.
Yeah. But it's the studio who made this game also made a game prior called I forgot what it's called. And they had AI voices in it. But I think that actually was AI.
Right.
What was it called? The Finals, yeah.
Okay.
And they got heat for it then, for doing it.
So
and
this one is like confirmed that it had AI voice acting.
the Finals, I'm pretty sure the Finals had AI. Can we double check that before I get that wrong? But this one now, they have like kind of TTS.
Right.
And it's interesting. The whole discussion has been really not very nuanced. Because a lot of people feel one thing and they have decided how they feel about it, and there's not really any room to kind of to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you first hear that they've kind of hired voice actors, how do you feel about that? Like, what is that? Like, what's your first impression? They've hired voice actors and then they use it as like a voice bank to make TTS lines.
It's very gray.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't know how to feel.
I don't know how
I
to
guess
feel.
it's better than just going
it's like, I think
AI.
I guess
Yeah.
I would need to know more details about what the entire creative process was, and especially what the voices behind, kind of like what the voice actors signed up for.
Yeah, so the voice actors apparently all good with it. They signed up for it. They know what they got into. They get paid per line, I think, or something along those lines.
Right.
So yeah, that was like that with that. But
Yeah.
But I guess the whole time I'm like, yeah, why didn't you just hire voice actors? I guess because they wanted to. I think their reasoning was something along the lines of they wanted to be able to expand the game quickly, and some of the voice lines, maybe they need to do that.
Maybe cut back on costs and stuff like that as well.
It's a pretty big studio though.
Oh, really?
So it's hard to, and obviously I've done voice acting. We've produced things before with voice acting. I know the price of how much this stuff usually costs. It's not it's an insane cost for a very small studio. It's kind of a marginal cost for a really big studio.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I guess my feeling is like I would just rather, like, me personally, and I know this is a preference. Some people don't care because they're only NPCs. Like they're like characters that you come across in the game.
Right.
They're not like main big story characters.
Okay.
And the lines do sound a little flat. Like they don't sound quite like actors.
They're missing the human touch.
Yes, yeah. I think it just makes me think when people talk about it, they're like, da-da-da. I'm like, I think personally, I would just rather not use voice acting at all and just have it all text.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing this, just because I feel like if it sounds bad.
But people hate reading.
Yeah.
People do hate reading.
People want voice acting in modern AAA games.
Yeah.
But then I feel like the biggest disservice you can do is not like, okay, yes, using text-to-speech, whatever. I don't really care. I think nobody cares about text-to-speech. I think it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's well understood how it works. It's not a new thing.
Yes.
I think the worst thing you can do is make a good game with bad voice acting in it. I think, I don't like bad anything.
Yeah,
It'd be like having the most amazing gameplay, god tier soundtrack made by Kevin, and then all the art assets you've made from like Midjourney. Like you've just typed in the prompt. It's like, well, hold on now. Like,
Yeah.
The reason why the original One Punch Man manga was so compelling is because the art style was so funny and it worked really well. And it was obviously clearly a limitation that artist had and incorporated that limitation into their work. So yeah, it was obviously a really big thing going on right now. And I just wanted to know. I think
I'd never heard of this, to be fair.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and this is the big turning point, I think, is that the game is very good. It's very popular.
Right.
And so I think people like the game a lot, and so people are starting to kind of
More
like
forgiving to it.
Yeah, because they're like, well, it's only like a voice actor in this one thing. It's it's a little robotic, but it's just one thing in a great game. And so a lot of people get really upset when people try to take points away from the game because they feel like that's not a fair reason to mark it down.
Right.
But it does feel like the conversation is becoming, one, more loaded and heated, and two, a bit more tricky on what the line is and where it should be. And I know that, like, as people want to make more games are popular, and a lot of people have limitations and stuff. They'll just decide to, okay, I'd rather incorporate this than not. And is that the right play? I don't know. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I guess, like, if, like, for example, in this example, it's like, okay, everything else about the game is great and human-made except for the NPC voice actors, then as you said, right? And if people are now, because the game is good, they're comfortable with that line. Yeah. What's to say now that other studios now are going to look at that and being like, how far can we push this line?
Well, so I wanted to be informed on this topic because I thought if we were going to talk about it, I'd love to get more opinions than just my own. Because I didn't feel great about it.
Sure.
But I'm a voice actor and I'm biased. Yeah. I like voicing in these things. I feel like they're a lot better off when they have someone voicing it.
Right.
Some games have been made by their great voice acting. This can really, like, be make or break. So I wanted to ask some other friends as well who are in the industry but other aspects of it. And I asked someone who is pretty high up at another game company that has a couple of very popular games. And they were like, yeah, the game is technically like a masterpiece. Like the technical aspect of it and what they've done in Unreal Engine is like really, really impressive. But it's like they didn't understand why they kind of chose to do that because it feels like a very odd choice and a very minute one. That they personally probably wouldn't use it in their games. Just a preference thing. But they didn't mind that they had used it. So it does feel like the vibe is kind of shifting with this stuff, and some things are going to be more forgivable than others. If your game isn't too story heavy, okay, fine. Maybe it's fine if it's ethical and all the actors have agreed to it. I still think that perhaps using generative AI where it's just a random voice with no one assigned to it and no one's getting paid, probably still on the unethical side. Yeah. But at least this one seems to be where people are kind of like, okay, this might be okay.
I mean, it seems a lot of this is, unfortunately, on the internet, nuanced discussion just doesn't exist.
Fuck no.
At all. But are they representative of the general consumer a lot of the times?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think your general consumer doesn't really care if
as long as the final product is good. All right.
I'm not sure if not care is the right word, but I'm sure that for a lot of general consumers, it is a vibe check for a lot of times, where it's just like, so there are some outrageous examples where a lot of people are just like, no, I don't want to consume this at all. But sometimes when it's just like on the cusp, you know, people don't have to be as, people don't have to pick sides as definitively as what you see on the internet, maybe.
I mean, I was dumb. When I first heard of it, I just assumed, I was like, oh God, another game that's used AI, and I didn't really look into it and kind of chose my camp before I even looked into it more. Then when I looked into it more, I was like, okay, this is classic internet. All nuance was lost online, and I should have just fucking looked and read my own, source. Yeah. And there was a big review that kind of stoked some flames because they gave it 2 out of 5.
Okay.
And brought down it was a Eurogamer article. It was a really good article. It was a really good review, and I read it, and I felt like it was very nuanced. But obviously the headline was all that anyone read. Yeah, and if you actually read it, I felt like it was actually like a well put together review. Whether you agree with it or not is not what I am trying to say. But like the review itself was very eloquent. And their main criticism was that they were like, this game is PvPvE, and it relies a lot on talking with people and your teammates and talking to strangers. And their main criticism was like, it's disingenuous to have the voice of the player be such a prominent aspect of the game, and then at the last hurdle in your game development, kind of try to cut people out by using these kind of more robotic methods, which I think is really interesting. I think whether you agree with that point or not, I think it is a point that you should at least hear and make your own mind up of. And I thought it was interesting.
What's the game about?
It's an extraction shooter. So it's like you. And you all spawn again. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. But you all spawn, and then there's basically like
this is Arc Raiders we're talking about, right?
Yeah. It's an extraction shooter, which means that everyone drops in, you kill NPCs, and at some point you need to get out, and then you get to keep that loot maybe for another run or something else. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played it yet, but that's kind of the point. And it's a multiplayer game.
Okay,
it's like solely multiplayer. But it's like but apparently one of the main things is that it's beautiful. It's very technically extremely impressive the way it's been made. So
I mean, we're looking at the gameplay of it now, and it looks pretty nice.
But I just thought it was really interesting to kind of talk about and bring up in general.
Yeah, it's such a gray zone to talk about, isn't it? It's like, again,
well,
it's
look,
like,
I think we are. I would say we're normal people. I think we're able to talk about it. Obviously we'd be impassioned, but also have to think like realistically where the world is headed. And I think unfortunately this is gonna be a thing that is normalized.
Yeah.
And at least from what we're seeing so far, if you make a great game, people are very willing to at least turn the other way, or maybe maybe drop a couple of the things that they felt passionate about prior. And it's a lot easier to hate on a game that uses certain things when it looks like obvious shit. But when it's getting really good, I think some people are starting to have to question. They're like, what's going on now? Like, I don't...
Yeah, it becomes that whole thing of like, I understand what the problems are with it, but I still enjoy the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why...
And that's clearly what people are having. Like,
Yes.
and I think that like a lot of people are trying to make people feel bad about enjoying it. I don't think that's also the right way to go about this.
Shaming people for enjoying things never works.
No, like people like it. It's doing well. Like, having you shame them for liking it is not going to stop people from doing this. Like that is
it's going to make them want to like it even more.
And it's going to make this whole conversation more tribalistic when we don't need that online. What we need... I keep looking at the gameplay. I'm sorry. The gameplay's playing on the screen. I'm like stimming. This conversation about everything, like everything online, has become so tribalistic. And it's like, turning it into that now makes it a thing of choose a side.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey, let's actually try to see what this is.
Let's just talk to each other.
Yeah, let's discuss this first.
Is there things that we're okay with that we're not okay with? Like, why is that? Why do you feel that way? Like, let's try and, but there's none of that.
The internet's not going to have that
But again,
conversation.
maybe the game has massive problems outside of that. I don't know. I haven't played it. So I haven't touched it. Because I just have been playing Plants vs. Zombies.
You mean back into the Plants vs. Zombies?
I play Plants vs. Zombies too.
I've
40 hours.
Let's see AI make this.
Yeah. AI could never.
Well, they re-released the game and they tried to use like AI upscaling and all this shit to make it. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, right.